All right, I'm here with David Bouvier. He was on the Kentucky Wildcats roster from 2014 through 2018. So my first question for you is, what made you want to stay in your home state, Kentucky, and play for the Wildcats?
Oh, Chris, thanks for having me, man. It was just always the dream school. I mean, I remember seeing you at Catholic, just local kid at Lexington Catholic, and I just always wanted to play for the Cats. I didn't get any offers or anything. And then Neil Brown came to school, our old offensive coordinator back in, yes, it was 2014, getting old, man. And, as soon as he offered me a walk-on spot, I took it. And so, I was just, I'm glad I did it. It turned out well. Citrus Bowl was my last game. So, definitely a great way to end my career.
And I remember helping to commentate Lexington Catholic games with Steve Presser back in the day, but that was a lot of fun. All right. And then when you finally got to play, it was your third year, but you were only a sophomore since you were a redshirt. How did it feel to finally get some playing time, especially since it was in the bowl game against Georgia Tech?
Yeah. Yeah. Chris, I appreciate you remembering that, man. Yeah. It was thrown into the fire immediately. Never gotten in a game, not even on special teams, I don't think. And then, all of a sudden I'm sophomore and Ryan Timmons, he's running out of gas. He needed a breather. So we didn't have any other options. And I ran in there, got a catch wish the outcome was different, but it was very cool. It was I had a big adrenaline rush. And I was like, oh man, this is happening. This is really happening right now. So no, it was an awesome experience. And, glad we were able to win more bowl games after that one.
Yeah, I remember I believe, in Tennessee at that time. I was taking a little Christmas vacation, so I was watching it in a hotel. But yeah, it was a very sad game since we didn't win, but still, it was great to see you play. Now let's talk about your junior year a little bit. You got to play some special teams. How was that like?
Oh, special teams is great. It was a great way to, really get a feel for the game. I was able to get established, really get the ebb and flow of it all. Special teams was kind of a way for me to just get on the field. I was like, a guy in my position who's a walk-on, I'm like, man, any way to see the field, that's what I got to do. So once I proved I could do that, I could handle responsibilities of actually being out there on Saturdays. The coaches saw that and they're like, all right, we trust him. So that was when I first saw, like, hey, I can play.
Oh no, there's
the field there. Yeah.
There was a little lag towards the end, but I think it was all good. All right. So now let's talk about your senior year. You were walk on at UK up until that point. What did it mean to you and your family once you got that scholarship at UK?
Oh man, it was great. It was such a neat experience. Coach Stoops, we had a team meeting, and let me know if I need to move. I might be in a dead spot, by the way. So just
oh, good. Your question or your answers were good up at that point.
Okay, yeah. We just switched internet here. That was like one of the coolest moments of my life. We were just at a team meeting just after practice. Had no idea it was coming. And then, Coach Stoops was just like, hey, Dave, why don't you come up here? Well, they call me Boov. I don't think anyone knew my first name on the team. They just called me Boov. He was like, hey, Boov, get up here. And went up there and, he asked for Miles Buttons, Johnson as well. And he was just like, all these guys are on scholarship. Then the whole team tackles you. It was just, it was so cool. It was amazing. So I told my family that, and they just going to be happier for me. They lit up. We went out to Drake's that night. Said it was on me. got free tuition now. I can afford to do this at least once. So now it was awesome. I was so happy I could do it for my parents. They really helped me out a lot in college. So it was nice to return the favor a little bit.
Were you shocked that you got the scholarship at school?
Yeah, I was I can't lie. It's my goal to, I wanted to get a scholarship. So it was always on the back of my mind. And then, in camp, I was starting and I was playing a lot and had a great connection with the quarterback. I was team punt returner as well. Well, me and Lynn were 1A, 1B. Lynn should have been out there way more, by the way. He just was a little scared to catch the ball at that time. He was way better in the open field than I am. But anytime he wanted to go out there, I was like, Lynn, go. But anyways, no, like once I was hoping it would happen soon, but I was so happy when he announced it in front of the team and did it the way he did. He said he wanted to make it special, and he certainly did. I was surprised, but I was hoping it was coming sooner rather than later.
Did you sort of take Charles Walker's spot once he graduated, do you think?
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Chuck was such a great player. I learned so much from him. I mean, just how he approached the game, how he was just great with film. He knew the plays. He's so smart, could play at any position on the field. So I was like, man, he found his way on the field doing all that. And I was like, I need to kind of take pieces of his game. And, I applied that. And I played the same position after he left that he did. We played that slot receiver position. So, he was a great teacher and a great guy to compete with every day. So yeah, he taught me a lot, and he was the guy I replaced. And, I think we did a good job. He taught me all I needed to know. And I think I helped with some wins there. It also helps when you got guys like Benny Snell and Josh Allen, but, I was glad to be playing, glad to be out there.
Former UK offensive coordinator Eddie Grain called you the offensive MVP in camp. What did that mean to you?
Oh, that was so cool. That was great. Obviously I felt a little pressure because I was like, man, I haven't even really gotten on the field yet for the offense. I got some lofty expectations, but I could handle them. I just worked my tail off. I bet at a good hour. I ate right. I was just locked in. I was focused. I knew how good this team could be and how real it was. I was going to be able to play. So I played hard. I tried to learn, like I said, with Chuck, just learning every position on the field. So wherever they needed me, I could go in there, and that helped a lot. The coaches saw that. They trusted me, and it all worked out. I was definitely honored that he said that. I think I got the news article back here. You might be able to see it right there. I didn't know. I swear that wasn't on purpose. I wasn't playing to show the highlight reel in the back, but but yeah, that was very cool that he did that.
All right, so let's talk more about whenever I was commentating high school football at the time with Steve Presser. So we used to call you David Bouvier back in the day, but then all the college announcers were calling you David Bouvier. Did you ever want to correct the announcers at all?
Oh no. Well, you all had it right. I was definitely Bouvier, at Catholic. And, once I got to UK, I was just a nervous guy. I said Bouvier. I was like, yeah, that's the right way. And then just ran with it. And my sister, she always went by Bouvier. I don't know why we haven't had a family meeting saying like, hey, let's figure out what our last name is. But, my dad grew up in Western Kentucky, and, it was just Bouvier country. They weren't going to have anyone saying Bouvier or anything fancy out there. So Bouvier, if you go to France, that's the correct way to say it. But Bouvier's the Kentucky right way to say it. I'll leave it at that.
All right, now let's talk about your senior year of college. First game was against Central Michigan. Did you know you were the only wide receiver to score a touchdown for Kentucky in that game? The rest were running backs.
Oh wow! No, I didn't. I'm gonna have to update my resume there. But that was a cool play. I didn't expect Gunner to be the first guy. Gunner Hoke, he was actually the backup quarterback. Came in when Terry went down. So we just had worked on the 2-minute drill so much, and Gunner's one of my best friends. We practiced all the time. He knew where I was gonna be and stuff. So once we got the 2-minute drill, I was like, hey, we've had a lot of success in practice when you and I are in. So, he found me, I think, a couple times down the field on the 2-minute drill towards the end of the half. And then he took a shot, man. He got hit hard when he threw me the ball. but it was just perfect. It was easy, just put it right in my bread basket, and I scored. And I was like, man, this is really cool. Quite the adrenaline rush, first touchdown. So no, that was awesome. I think I blacked out a little bit. I was so excited.
And also, you helped to keep the lead after that because we were trailing 20-14 at that time, and you get that touchdown, making it 21-20, and then after that, it was all UK. So
right, yeah, gained some momentum going into the half. Yeah, we'd have gotten chewed out a little bit more, I think, if if we didn't have the lead with playing a team like Central Michigan. No offense, but yeah, I might have saved us a little bit of a chewing from Coach Stoops.
All right. So now let's talk about the UK versus Florida game when UK finally ended the 31-game losing streak. Was that the route you were supposed to run when Kentucky scored the first touchdown of the game?
Yeah, so that was cool. I think that was like our second offensive series of the game. And, Terry had a great play. Then Benny had a long run. And no, it was just I was running a corner route, and 10 yards, and then you kind of run like 6 yards, 45 degrees, and I turn around and I see Terry scrambling. So when I see Terry scrambling, I'm like, this play is far from over. He is not like a normal quarterback. This guy can run. He'll throw it anywhere. So I was like, this play is not dead. So as soon as I saw him break the pocket, I just turned up. It was just scramble drill, drill where you run in practice. And, I knew what he was thinking. He knew what I was thinking. And he threw just a perfect ball, running to the right off his back leg. It's a pretty tough throw to make. And he did that. And, man, once we scored at the Swamp, I think after that, we really just started to hit our stride. And, Terry played great. The O-line was unbelievable. And Benny, and of course, our defense was amazing every game. But, everyone was just playing so well that game. We were firing all cylinders. And it was a fun plane ride back. That's for sure.
How did it feel to finally beat Florida and end the 31-game losing streak?
Oh, it was so cool. I mean, Chris, you and I, we've grown up in Kentucky. We know how many times we've lost to Florida. A lot of those guys on the team, they've been there like 3 or 4 years. And, they know, how many times in a row we've lost to them, but they don't really know the pain that we're feeling. You know what I mean? So, I go to those games every year. My family had season tickets, and I was like, God, when is going to be the year we beat these guys? We came close a few years before that. And, just to finally do it, I was like, God, it's just a weight lifted off our shoulders. It was so cool. And I just thought back when I was a kid, I was like, man, if I got to see, someone beat Florida after how many times we've lost, I would be so excited. So it was just a pretty cool moment. Just a lot of, self-reflecting on how, how blessed I was in that moment, just to share it with such a great group of guys. And it was really cool.
And yes, you're right. Growing up in Kentucky, always losing to Florida every year, it really sucks sometimes. And I remember I went to the game in like 2014 or 15 when it was like a field goal game and Kentucky just lost towards the end. So.
Oh, I know. God, that one was tough. And I think the year before that was McGinnis missing he had a great field goal, and then like the shot clock ran out or the game clock ran out down in Florida. It's just so many close times. We almost had it. So it was good to finally do it in 2018.
All right. So let's talk now after the Florida game. You had 2 key catches in the Missouri game. One toss was underthrown. How were you able to catch that pass? And the other pass you got hit hard by the defender. How were you able to not fumble the ball after that big hit as well?
Both good questions. The first one, I think me and Terry were just kind of not on the same page there. So it was kind of a, if I see I have an opening, I can keep running through the seam and he'll lead me, or I can kind of sit in the hole and he could throw it to me there. So I think he was more thinking I was sitting in the hole, and I was like, I can run through this. But so it was kind of miscommunication. It wasn't a bad pass by any means on his part, but I was just just focusing on catching the ball. It was close. They reviewed it, but I definitely caught it. So the coaches were asking me like, "Did you catch it? Did you catch it?" I was like, "Yes, yes. Let's get the next play." So and then the next throw after that, it was actually the same exact play. It's just our four verticals, and you can kind of find your hole there. And me and Terry were on the same page that time, and he hit me perfectly in stride, and that guy hit me with the WWE wrestling clothesline, and but it actually didn't hurt at that moment. I think I had just so much energy, so much let's get the next play, let's go win this game. But I might have had a little headache the next day or something, but it was definitely worth it. So yeah, then CJ of course made that incredible play in the end zone. Terry's put it right on him, and we won the game in very improbable fashion. So that was another game that was so cool in the locker room, and just on the bus back and the plane back. We're all just like, I can't believe that just happened. That was so great. So no, just another game that year that went our way, and it was a really, really special game.
All right. Now let's talk about the huge win against Louisville. You had one reception in that game, but how did it feel to blow out Louisville 56-10 that year?
Yeah. You could have lied and said like 10 receptions. I don't know if anyone would fact check you. No, we're honestly just beating them so good so early. Every time he gave the ball to Benny or Cavassier or Lynn, it was just a touchdown. So I was like, well, these guys don't need me at all this game. And it was just a game we were all just playing so well. Louisville was definitely down pretty bad that year. So it was cool getting that Governor's Cup trophy. The governor bringing it out to us, and always seeing those images on TV every year. It was nice to have the cup back where it should be.
All right. Now let's talk about the Penn State game. It was the bowl game. How did it feel to be able to win a bowl game one time before graduating finally?
Yeah, man, that was awesome. I really couldn't ask for a better way to end my UK career, just playing a blue blood like Penn State, who was so good all year and ranked all year. And I think it's fair to say they're the team favored to win, and most people saw it that way. And to go out there and just play how he did, Josh Allen, the fact that he wanted to play in that game, all of us would have been cool if he was just like, guys, I'm sitting this one out, like I'm a top 10 draft pick. But he, that wasn't him at all. Like Benny, like, Josh, none of those guys that are going pro, Mike, like they could have said, no, I'm not playing. It would have been fine. But they're like, no, we're finishing this. We're playing. There's no doubt about it. And they brought that energy and instilled confidence in all of us. And that's just another cool game. I mean, you get to see Benny break the rushing record too. Lynn with his, iconic punt return. The funny thing about that, he was just like, before he went in for the second time, he just returned it for a touchdown. And he's like, Boo, I'm tired. You got to go out there. I was like, no, you got to go out there. You just scored a touchdown. This whole stadium's going to boo me if you don't go out there. But man, he was a killer that game. He was so good. And to like I said, beat Penn State, James Franklin, who I'm not a huge fan of, it was nice to beat him. And that was just a great way to go out on top, finish the top 10 ranking. And, you couldn't really ask a better ending for that team.
Why aren't you a fan of James Franklin?
Well, I think him and Stoops had a little beef that game. They went back with like the Real Blue or Kentucky, and obviously I'm going to support Coach Stoops through thick and thin. So, if you upset my coach, you upset me as well.
Yeah, I'm happy UK got the win, and it was a great game, and I'm glad you ended up on top, with a victory before you left.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so let's get into the final couple questions I had. All right, how do you think the players and coaches perceive you during your senior year making an impact on the team?
Gosh, I mean, they were, they had my back the whole way through. It's just, it's their job on the line too when we're out there. So the fact that they trusted me, a guy who came in as a walk on, to really play for them and execute and do the game plan for them, it was just so great. And they were so helpful throughout the whole way. And I'm just so happy they trusted me um, to go out there and play well. So they always instilled a bunch of confidence in me. And, they're such great coaches. I mean, all those guys deserve head coaching jobs. And, it was really cool just to have their support and, let us play freely. And, that season doesn't happen without the coaches motivating us and putting us in the right places at the right time. So, it was great to have their support the whole way. And, they only wanted to win. They only wanted us to play well. So that's what we wanted to. And, they were just, amazingly helpful.
All right. How do you think fans will remember you after your touchdown against Florida and your two great catches against Missouri to help win both games?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if I'm remembered for that. It is cool when the Florida game comes around every year. I get a few texts, like wish you're out there. So, um, they don't need me anymore. They got to settle for guys like Wandell Robinson now playing slot, like for UK, really on a downhill trajectory here. But no, it's cool when people bring that up and get to reflect and go back to the glory days, talk about my teammates and how they're doing now. So no, I love it when I get to talk football with anyone.
Mm-hmm. Finally, what have you been doing since you graduated college?
Oh yeah, well, half the time been quarantining like everyone else, and now I work for a company called Key Oil. So we are the distributor for mobile up here in Cincinnati. I live in Cincinnati now. So I help manage Key Oil and mobile's accounts from Cincinnati area all the way up to Dayton. So just making sure people are in stock with the oil that they need. And it's been a great learning experience. Got to meet a lot of great people. I get to travel around to a bunch of cool places. So I'm enjoying it.
Do you go to any Reds or Bengals games while you've been in Cincinnati?
Yeah, man. I've gone to a few Reds games. They're pretty good this year. So I've been tuning in, been following them. As soon as I moved up here, I was never a big sports fan or a big pro sports fan. But once I get up here, I was like, I live in the city. I gotta really buy in. And the first year I was up here, the Bengals went, I think 1-15. So I was like, I gotta move if this team goes winless next year. I can't be in this city. But we got Joe Burrow and he's looking great. The Reds are looking great. So so I'm all in. I'm cheering for him all the way. I got the Bengals going to the Super Bowl this year.
Me too, for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow needs to, get you on the team, be his squad receiver, But are you?
I know. I need to find his house and slip a letter in his mailbox or something like, hey, I'll still play for you. These wide receivers are slacking.
But are you planning on going to any UK football games this year at all?
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna try and make most of the home games. I got a few weddings here and there that I might have to miss some games, but now I'm hoping to be up there for the Missouri game this weekend. And no, I just think it's going to be a real special year. I think Levis looks super good. Obviously Wandell, Josh Ali, Zayev's they just have so many stud athletes out there that it's there's no way they're not going to be successful. So I'm really I'm thinking a big season, man. I'm thinking double-digit wins.
Me too. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, at least 10 wins for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. That's all the questions I had. Do you have anything else you would like to add to this interview?
No, Chris. It's great to connect with you again. Yeah, for the viewers, the listeners, me and Chris go way back to the Lexington Catholic days, and it's good to see that he's still doing it. He's still doing well. So, if you ever need me to interview again, this was great. Let me know. I'll be happily to do it.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. I appreciate that, David.